Hello. I say this every single time, but I'm actually so excited about this episode because I have experienced a lot of this recently, and I feel as though I just simply need to speak on it. So many people in this world genuinely think that like life is a prison, and like, okay, but like also the limits that people place on themselves cannot seep into your brain if you want to create the life that you want. If you have people around you who are making you subconsciously doubt yourself or making you think that your life has to be hard or like anything of the fucking sort, you need to get them out. Okay? You need to protect your energy and your vision with your life. And it actually is that deep. It really fucking is that deep. On Real Deep, it's that deep. Okay? So, and this also, and everything I say in this episode also goes for if you say this shit to yourself or to the people around you. You have no idea how powerful those words are. They will sink in over time, and you will truly start to believe that things have to be hard, that your dreams are absolutely like out of this world and it's one in a million chance. You don't, that's a choice to believe those things. And so many people make the choice, would rather make the choice of thinking that life has to be hard and they're like absolutely meant to suffer in some way or another than do the work that it takes to get the life they want. Because to get the life they want, to do the work to get the life they want, that means they have to confront themselves. And so many people would rather just accept like accept something way less than what they want than look at themselves. You're not like that. That's why you're here. Okay. So let's talk about it. As you know by now, or if you don't know already, I created Real Deep because I truly believe that the secret to living the best life ever is by operating in a space of true authenticity and consistently going beyond the surface of your experience. So, getting real and getting deep. Having that deep understanding and ability to be super real with yourself is the best way to take you to your best life. Okay? I'm going to say it every episode, y'all. That's my intro. So, um, as a reminder, I do advice portions at the end of every episode. So if you have anything you want advice on and you want somebody to like actually tell you the fucking truth, just fucking hit my DMs, I guess. No, actually though, you can email me at realdeepproductions@gmail.com, or you can click the link in my bio of any social media platform that I have. Hit me up if you need some advice on something, and I promise you I'll be real with you, even if it's what you don't want to hear. Okay? We're getting real and getting deep at Real Deep. What do you expect? Okay, that being said, I'm gonna get right into it for this one because honestly, I have a lot to say. So we're gonna talk about just how much people's energy can rub off on you. We're gonna talk about how your life or your dreams being quote unquote hard is an illusion, okay? To an extent, okay? Um, I'm gonna give you some examples, and guys, we're just gonna get to the bottom of it, okay? We're gonna unroot this shit. We are getting the poisonous people and the little devilish voices in your head and maybe even in your life that you don't notice out of your life so you can live like stress, like you don't need to be believing that your life has to be hard. You don't have to sit here believing that, oh, I'm never going to make this, I'm never going to do it. And you don't have to accept that. You do not have to accept that. And so we are going to talk about that today because I don't want any of you, okay, any of you to settle for a life that's anything less than what you fucking want, because you get to make that decision. You get to make that life for you if you want to. No fucking exceptions. I'm sorry. It's true. So let's get into it. If you are a big dream or honestly have had any goal outside of the realm of like the super predictable possibilities, you have probably heard someone say, oh my God, like, yeah, that would be nice. Like, if that was possible, that would be so slay. Like, ugh, I wish. Yeah, that shit. Oh my God, I actually can't stand it because why? What is that energy? The fuck? Like, why are you putting that on me? Why are you I just told you this is my goal, this is my plan. Why are you coming at me with such doubting energy? Guys, you have to understand that the people who say this to you are the people who have such intense limiting beliefs about their own life. That has nothing to do with you. And you must separate yourself from that at all costs. I'm so fucking serious because the people in your life, the mindsets that they have absolutely infiltrate the mindset that you have. 100%. Yeah. Think about your literally how you grew up, what your parents' beliefs were, probably, or what you saw growing up heavily impacted you as a person. Duh. That's obviously going to sink into your skull. So, like, why would that not carry over to friends? Why would that not carry over to coworkers? What the people around you say and believe absolutely affects you if you let it. Okay. And like, I'm not saying to cut off every single person in your life who doesn't believe in your vision. However, if you can, I honestly would fucking recommend it because what? But like, if you go to work and you have a negative ass Nancy around you, you can't really just like not ever speak to the bitch again. You literally work there, So protecting your energy and understanding when someone else is projecting onto you or like speaking about their own limiting beliefs and putting a little barrier in place so you don't let that energy hit you is so fucking important. Like if you are embarking in something new and somebody in your life has embarked on a similar journey, you are probably going to listen to what the fuck they have to say, right? However, just because they had a hard time doing something, just because they have let these obstacles stop them or change their outlook does not mean you have to. I feel like this has been shown to me a lot, like the more I have grown up. If you know me, one thing about me is I'm going to be a pop star. That has always been my plan, literally since I was a child. It's never going to change because I simply will be. I'm destined to be a pop star. That is the truth of the matter. And so many people were so supportive of that when I was like 6 and like 16. But then after I graduated college and had to get a big girl job, so many people were like, "Oh my God," like whenever I would talk about like how, "Oh, I'm going to get this job because it'll help me with my music career. I'm still going to like I'm going to put out this music, like can't wait to be a pop star." Ooh, guys. The energy shifted drastically. They were saying like, "Oh, you still have that? You haven't let go of that? Like, what the fuck?" So many people in my life told me so much. This is going to be so hard. There's so much competition. Like, it's one in a million. Like, you need a backup plan. Like, I've heard literally everything you could fucking think of. And I don't believe any of that bullshit, literally for a fucking second. I know it's destined for me. I know it's gonna be fine. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna be so fucking for real. It hasn't been that hard. Like, the hardest part of it for me was accepting that my path is different and like realizing that I'm gonna be the only bitch to believe in myself until other people start to see me like growing and having the big name. That's when they're gonna latch on and be like, I knew you could do it. That's what's happening because they don't see for themselves how that's possible, right? They have only ever seen their path as like a 9 to 5. They've only ever seen certain options for themselves and they have capped themselves at that. So they truly believe that you're going to have to deal with that same reality. No, I don't. I decide my reality, queen. You can go ahead if that's what you want, that's great. If you like the structure of a 9 to 5, if that's all you really want, you want a quiet little peaceful life, love that for you. Love it. But like that I don't. And I won't have that because I don't want to. And like I think people really love to act like that is such a big decision to make. It's not. It's really no different than you deciding you want to be a doctor, to be honest with you. However, I think the world has placed such a scarcity mindset on these careers that seem like really glamorous or cool because we have been conditioned to believe that the glamorous, cool jobs are only for a select few. Guys, the reason why they're only for a select few is only a select few really truly believe that they can do it and go after it. That's the fucking reason. It's not that there's like, you have to be the perfect person on the planet. No, bitch, you just have to keep going. Like, literally listen to anyone who has achieved any level of like crazy success. They all say the same fucking thing. They all just say, keep going and believe in yourself. That's all you have to do. Just keep fucking trying. Just keep doing actions. That's literally it. So to place such a gigantic, like, stakes on that is a mistake. And so many people do it. And when you do that, you shape your reality. And to be honest with you, like ever since I started dating my partner, I have believed in myself a lot more. Okay. They're also an artist and they also they just have the same exact mindset as me, which is so fucking great because it is so nice to speak to someone who truly believes in themselves and truly believes in you. Like, like for me, I'm like, oh fuck, I finally found somebody. Like, I'm not like, I knew I wasn't crazy, but like, I finally found somebody who fucking gets it. And the motivation that you have when you are surrounded by people who get it and who truly believe in you is so insane. Think about how many times like somebody's words have gotten to you. Like if you walk down the street and someone was like, "Oh, you're wearing that?" Your first thought is either probably "fuck you, bitch," or it's probably like, "Wait, what the like what's wrong with this? Like what do you mean? Like there's something wrong. Like what could possibly be wrong with this?" And then you start thinking about it, right? But if you're walking down the street and somebody goes, "Oh my God, I love your outfit." You're like, "Ah, thank you. Yes, I love this one too. Oh my God." And you keep going, you have a great fucking day. That small instance is illustrates literally exactly what I'm trying to say. If you have people constantly around you saying, "God, I wish I had done this. Like, I wish I could do this, but like, you know how it is." No, bitch, I really don't actually know how the fuck it is over there. But like, you know what I mean? But if you continuously hear that, what you are going to have to do is continuously fight to listen to yourself. You are going to have to continuously feel alone in your ambition. That's why so many people who have like really gotten such a crazy amount of success like don't have the same friends they did in the beginning because they don't have the same mindset. It's not that they switched up. It's that you couldn't be around the people who don't believe in themselves because you need to believe in yourself. And if you allow your relationships with these people and their mindsets to supersede what you need in life, you are fucked. I'm sorry. Like that's just the truth. You can't like you can't have both, really. I mean, you can't have both unless you have incredibly strong boundaries. And in order to create this environment for yourself, you do first have to have awareness. We're literally always going to talk about awareness because it's like literally the first step to fucking anything. I always say this, but like, let's say you want to go to the mall, okay? If you are pretending that you are at your friend's house, so you get directions from your friend's house to the mall, but you're actually at your house, how do you think those directions are going to work out for you? Do you think you're going to be confused? Do you think it's going to take you longer to get to the fucking mall? Yeah, because you're not accepting where your starting point is. So we have to accept where our starting point is. Assess the people around you in your life. And now here's the thing. You don't need to pass judgment on this. In fact, I would really, really encourage you not to. Because like just because somebody can't see your vision or their own vision doesn't mean they're a bad person. It means they have shit that they haven't addressed within themselves. And it is not your job to fix that. Okay? Your energy is precious. Keep it for yourself. That's not selfish. Okay? Anyway. So for the remainder of this week, just literally all I want you to do is notice how people talk about the future. Notice how people talk about their goals. Notice how people talk about their work. And this doesn't have to be just about career. This can be about relationships. This can be about friendships. This can be about self-confidence. So do the people around you make self-deprecating jokes? Saying like, "Oh yeah, but that's just how I am." Like, "Oh God, I wish I could look like that, but like, just like I guess I'm just fucking ugly or something." You know what I mean? It's so wild how how people just like say this shit out loud and think it's normal. And I get it. I mean, I did too. Like it is a hard reality to face. I think okay, honestly, trauma dump time, lore drop, I guess. But like for me, I think the reason why it's so easy for me to like be like anything's fucking possible is that I was depressed as hell when I was like 13 to like 19. And I like trigger warning, okay? I struggled with self-harm and suicidal thoughts. I did attempt once and I just genuinely did not think life was going to get better. Like I truly felt it deep in my soul that I was not destined for a good life. And now I'm the happiest I've ever been. If that's possible, fucking anything's like literally okay. Like if I could be happy, which I am, like actually, truly, wholeheartedly, and I never thought that was possible. Literally, fucking anything's possible. I fear. So, so anyway, trauma dump done. But oh, sorry, I'm gonna move my mouse for my YouTube watchers. Sorry. Um, but just notice how the people around you speak about life in general, what their attitude towards it is. Does it sound like they have certain limits? Do they think that they are destined to be in the class that they're in forever? Do they think they're destined to be in loveless, romanticless relationships because of the people around them? Do they think they're destined to just have like, this is as good as it's going to get type of life? Because I'm not going to lie to you, most fucking people think that. And it's honestly very sad because but you don't have to. Okay? Don't let that shit poison your brain because that's what it is. It's poison. It's genuinely propaganda, honestly. If you really think about it, like the propaganda that you have to like that you are gonna struggle forever is so intentional. Like we can talk about that at a different time, but like don't fucking believe that. It's like the same shit. If you're like, if you grew up as a woman, you know that like makeup, like all of these things have been pushed on you from like the time you were a child. So like you probably grew up thinking like, oh shit, I need to like get prettier. I need to do that. Like, you know what I mean? That was propaganda to sell you shit. Okay. Like, just so happens I fuck with the lash. So like, no hate for that, obviously. But like, everything is so like, if you weren't told from a very young age that you needed to buy this to look prettier, you wouldn't like, you'd just be vibing. Is this making sense? You are not destined to struggle unless you believe that. I don't think you guys understand reality. Oh my God. Like, I really hope y'all are getting this. The reality that you have accepted is simply just because you've accepted it. It is not because it's true. Okay? It just isn't. Like, think about how many people thought things were not possible. Like, think about how many people thought flying a plane was impossible. Like, when planes were invented, did you really think you some okay, I'm sorry, but if I don't even know when planes were invented, I'm gonna not gonna lie, but let's just fucking say like 1875. That's probably wrong. I don't give a fuck. But if I'm in 1875, it's definitely not 1875 anyway. But if I'm in 1875 and some dude walks up to me and is like, "Hey, so like, you know that journey that takes like 6 days time in a boat, I'm gonna fly in the sky like a bird and do it." You're gonna be like, "Dude, what the fuck are you talking? What? Go crazy, I guess, but like that's fucking insane." Guess what? We fly now. You know what I mean? Like, and every episode that you listen to, you need to keep an open mind for this shit. I'm so serious. If you're not keeping an open mind and genuinely believing that these are possible ideas for you to latch onto into your life, revisit episode 1 if you must. Then like I don't know what to tell you. But I'm going to be honest with you, most of the time, these big life changes are not actually hard. I mean, yes, they're hard, but they just haven't been done that much. You just don't know a lot of people who have done it before. So you don't have the roadmap laid out for you. So it's like harder for you to like think about doing it. It's harder for you to take action because you have not seen proven results in your lifetime and time again, like you have with a 9 to 5. Like, you have to figure a lot of shit out yourself. That must be the basis of how you view shit. The more you listen to what you've been conditioned to believe, the more it will be reinforced. Obviously, I do have to say, obviously, that like this, I'm not blind to like systemic issues. You know, like that is definitely a fucking, like, yeah, that makes it harder. Duh. Like, I'm not ever gonna sit here and say, oh, you can do anything you want and it's gonna be easy if you just decide for it to be easy. Like, it's deeper than that. I fucking know. I know. I know. However, just because something is unfair doesn't mean it's not achievable. And I'm saying this because I want everyone, no matter what cards you've been given, I want you to have what you want. You deserve to have exactly what you want. And you don't need another voice telling you, "Oh, hey, by the way, this is going to be 10 times harder for you." You already live that. I know. Yes, and absolutely, yes, I sit from a place of privilege. However, there's no fucking reason why you can't, with those cards that were dealt to you, get exactly what you want. There's no reason. There isn't actually, because people have done it before and they're going to do it again. You can decide to be one of them or decide not to be. And the voices that you hear matter. The voices that you surround yourself with when it comes to shit like that matter. I'm going to use my dad as an example. My dad, we love him, king, but he grew up in Detroit, right around Detroit. I don't actually know the exact geography, but he did not grow up in like with like a ton of money. He was the oldest of I think 7 or 8 kids, and his parents didn't have like a whole lot of money. And even if they did, they had 8 fucking kids. Okay? So, wasn't easy, you know? But he had to make a sacrifice of distancing himself from his environment in order to change the trajectory of his life. He had to take himself out of the environment he knew because if he didn't, he would have continued on that path. He would have stayed in what he knew. This is why people go to college in different states. Like, you want a new environment because you want a new life. It's the same for people. If you are constantly surrounded by people who don't believe in themselves, you will not believe in yourself to the fullest extent. You won't. Okay, so now we have the awareness that the people in your life say this, say that, they have this outlook on whatever. What do you do after you acknowledge that? I'm going to say number one, do not feed into it and do not agree. Do not agree just to make it sound more comfortable. If somebody says, oh my God, that would be nice, but the economy is shit, so we'll never buy houses in our lifetime, do not accept that and do not verbally accept it either. Because if you verbally accept it, you are still on some level admitting that that is a possibility for you. You can't do that. It's not a possibility for you because you're not going to have that happen. You will accept nothing less than what you want. If you want a house, you're going to fucking have a house. You don't give a fuck what the state of the economy is. Sorry, you're going to find a way to make it happen. That's just what that is. So, do not accept that and don't agree to it. Even if it makes it uncomfortable, I don't care. I don't care. Okay? Number 1. When you do that, you are building the muscle of rejecting what you have been conditioned to accept. You are building that muscle. It is so important to start super small in like little conversations that mean nothing, quote unquote, like that, because that is how your belief system starts. If you start not accepting that anymore at a small level, it makes it a lot easier to do it on a bigger level. So, number 1, don't accept it verbally. Don't like play into that shit at the fuck all. Number 2, which is harder, but you have to do it, is you need to protect your energy, and you need to assess when you speak about what your goals are and what you want to do in life. You need to assess the response of the people around you. Who is genuinely believing in you? I hate to say this, but for most people, it's honestly just a few people. Like, it's not a big number. You don't need to take offense to that, because truly, like, their belief in you has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the belief in themselves, because if they believe in themselves, they would believe that you could do anything too. Clock it, duh. Once you assess who those people are that you can like actually trust to see your vision, those are the only people you tell your whole plan to, if you tell them that at all. You do not tell the people who don't believe it's possible what you want to do. They will immediately doubt it, not because you're who you are, but because they're who they are. And they will immediately show signs of that. Even if it's just them being fake as fuck, being like, oh my God, yeah, would be so cool. That energy will in some way be absorbed by your brain. That's just like what happens. So don't give them that material. And it's not like always malicious. Like, most of the time people don't mean that. Sometimes they do though. Sometimes they do. So, keep your fucking eye out for that too. But like I said in the beginning, you need to protect your energy. You need to protect your vision. The only energy this is such a difficult thing to do, to fully believe that you can do something that society and literally everyone in your fucking life is telling you is difficult and hard and maybe even impossible to do. To truly believe in that and walk in that and make that your life decision over and over again every single day, that's fucking difficult. That is very difficult. It is going to be the hardest part of your journey. It's just believing that and allowing yourself to take action from it. That is going to be the hardest part, 100%. So you cannot risk any negative energy around that, because it's already surrounding that. Do you see what I mean? So you have to like guard that shit like it's a little baby, okay? Like, are you gonna feed your baby McDonald's? Please say no. Please say no. Like, I'm fucking hilarious. Um, like, no, you're not. You're going to guard that pure thing with your life, and you are going to make it pure. You're going to keep it as pure as possible for as long as possible. So you have to do the same shit with your energy and your dreams. Don't feed into what they're saying, and do not let them use your life as a means to express how much they've been conditioned. No, no, no. My vision is not a part of your lack of belief in yourself. Like, absolutely not. And this can be really fucking hard for like bitches who overshare, me, aka me. So this was like something that was very difficult for me to do, because I just felt like I was not like I was like I kept so much excitement inside of me, and I was like, oh, I want to express it. Like, what the fuck, I want to tell my people, and it's really really hard to do the first few times. However, the what I found was the more I kept it in, the more mine it felt. Like, it felt like I owned that, and like, and nobody else, and I wasn't hearing any other voices. The only voice you can control in your life is your own. So if you have people who their voices are going to implement it, Oh my god, bitch. Like I feel like I've made my fucking point. And the thing is too is that like you know the people in your life who if you tell them like, "Oh my god, like I have this job interview coming up. Like I'm so excited about it." There and you know the people in your life who are immediately like doubters or immediately people who like go boo 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 tomato tomato tomato, a subconscious or like maybe even like outward way. You know those people in your life. And I'm almost positive that at least one time in your life you have tried to convince them that you can do it. You have been in a situation where like they're being boo 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 tomato tomato tomato, they're being like really negative towards your but like positive situation and you're like no but like you know honestly it is going to work out because of this like because of that because you know like well I mean I really think I'm actually really good for this role and I think that the hiring manager already likes me like you're going to try to convince them that it's a good thing and if you're convincing someone of something it is a subconscious belief that it is not fact. You know what I'm saying? And like in this situation, I'm not going to say that's fucking like true for everything because bitch, politics exist, okay? I'm just going to fucking say that. Um because people be debating facts all day fucking long, okay? And that is kind of also the key to this is that you don't owe anyone inspiration. You don't owe anyone the experience of like helping them believe in themselves. Now, listen, if it's somebody who's on the journey, who's already like kind of doubting themselves, they're having a down day. Of course. Like I'm not saying like never hype your friends up. That's fucking evil. Always hype your friends up. However, it is not your job to convince someone that anything is possible because let me tell you this. You cannot, if somebody doesn't want to be convinced that that is the truth, they won't be. They will find every fucking reason in the book to be like, you just don't get it. No, it's just actually harder than you think it is because of this, that, and the other. Like, no, actually, it's just like you can say that because of your stance, but like I can't say that. It's never gonna happen for me. They will do anything, anything but admit that they actually have control over their own life. Sorry, but it's the truth. And you don't need to waste the precious energy that you have towards your pure thing going towards somebody who's literally refusing to see the truth. What? No. 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 Shifting your circle to be people who fucking get it is such a better use of your energy, your time, your love, everything than it would be trying to convince people who need a lot of fucking convincing. Like, and that's not a selfish thing to do. Don't allow your connections or your attachments to these people who don't believe the same shit, who aren't on the journey to like keep you stuck there. That is like why most people don't reach their dreams, is because they allow their connections to keep them stuck. So basically, if somebody drains your excitement, stop giving it to them. That they don't need that. Keep it. Keep it for yourself. Stop trying to give big ideas or ideas that require an open mind to someone you know to have a closed mind to any capacity. Don't do that. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for negative energy. You're setting yourself up for doubt to slap you in the face. Don't fucking do that. Understand that it is that deep. It's not just an off the cuff fucking response that somebody has. No, it's something that is getting into your brain every single day. Every day. You don't have to like cut these people off, but you do have to stop sharing your like big ideas with them. You do. Because also, what will happen when you start to succeed and when people start to view you succeeding is that these people will start to resent you because you didn't have to you're not playing by the rules of their own limitations that they've placed on themselves. They're going to be like, "Wait, what the fuck? Like what this is so impossible. How the fuck did they do that?" Well, girl, I did it by fucking doing it. Like I don't know what else to tell you. It actually is that simple. Sorry, but it actually is that simple. It is a decision to believe that your success is unlikely. That is a decision to believe that. You can decide not to believe that. It is a decision you're going to have to make over and over again, like every single day, multiple times a day. Um because it's hard to just like straight up fucking believe that, but it is a decision to like allow yourself to believe that something is not going to happen for you. And so You made the decision to not believe it. You made the decision to say fuck you to everyone who doesn't believe in you. And you did it anyway. And these people are going to resent you because they want that for themselves. And if they're the type of person to be like, oh, yeah, it would be nice, they're absolutely the type of person who's going to hold a quiet resentment for you because they're not going to be able to separate themselves from that. Clearly, they already didn't, you know? Okay, so pause. Okay, where are you at? Guys, are you locked out? Lock back in. Lock back in. Please listen to me. No, literally lock back in though. I know this is a lot of information, a lot of yapping. So I just want to go over what we have already talked about because it's all very important. Number one, we talked about awareness. Have you done your little audit, but with the people in your life? Have you kind of been like, okay, who's where on this spectrum? Like who is not believing in shit and who's super open-minded and definitely gonna believe in this? You know? Be aware of that and be aware of the words that these people use. Be aware of what you notice affecting you. Okay? Step one. Step two, do something with that information. Protect your vision with your life. If you know that these people are going to doubt in any way for any reason, don't set yourself up for failure. Like, don't tell them. Don't allow yourself to receive doubt from people. Just don't put yourself in that situation. Don't stop trying to convince people that you can do what you want to do if they can't even figure out how to do what they want to do. That's like none of your fucking business. And you have no business trying to convince somebody who's literally already a hater to themselves to not be a hater to you on the low. Like this is not your business, not your job. Keep your excitement yours and use it to take you to where you want to go. You don't have to cut these people off. You just have to be careful with the information that you share. I side note, low key, I want to talk about evil eye for a sec because evil eye is something that I like low key do believe in, but I also don't believe in it because I do believe in it in the sense that people can place negative energy onto you. Um, if they are jealous of you, like in that sense. However, I don't believe you have to accept that negative energy. So, like, yes, I do think you should protect your energy and not allow these people access to the information that they need to doubt you. But I also believe, like, if you have somebody in your life doubting you, that doesn't mean you have to accept that doubt as your own. Like, that doesn't mean to allow that to impact your life in any way. You can just observe it and move on. You can be like, oh, okay, you don't like this. You don't believe in me. Got it. Okay, I'm going to keep moving forward, you know? Anyway, and like I said, this does not have to be just career. This can also have to do with relationships. Actually, in fact, it really fucking does. Like, it really does. How many people, straight girls, listen up. Um, how many times have you been told, oh, well, you know how men are. Oh, well, at least he's trying. What, bitch? You don't have to accept that. No, no, no. Same shit, okay? If you don't accept shit in your relationship because you don't want your relationship to be like that, and the people in your life have settled for people who do not support them, who are not the partner that they need, if you keep telling them about how good your partner is or what your standards are, they will somehow, some way, find a way to like put negative energy onto that. If you have a good partner, they're going to be like, literally, like they would say, like, oh, must be fucking nice. Like they will resent you for that. They will. And if you are not with someone and you are continuously shutting people down because they continuously don't meet your standards because you have high standards and you're not settling for shit less, they're gonna start to say some shit like, maybe you're just like a little high maintenance. Maybe you should be a little nicer. Maybe you should just give them a try. No, bitch. If you are picky with your partner, that's a good fucking thing. And you get to make that decision. And just because the people in your life didn't, doesn't mean you can't. I do think like the biggest ways that it shows up is career and relationships. However, it could impact anything. So, but the more you start to be aware of it in those like more obvious situations, the more you're gonna like see it in different ones. Um, but basically, guys, honestly, this one has been like Yap City bitch instead of like super structured, but I just had a lot to say on it, so that's what that is. But I just wanted to speak on it because I cannot stress enough how much you create your own reality and how not crazy of a thing that is to say. That is just a fact. That is literally a scientifically proven fact. And yes, I absolutely do believe in manifestation, but it's like you don't like it's not even like that. It's like it's genuinely just the fucking truth. If you don't want a job and you don't take it because it's not what you wanted, guess what? You factually did not settle for something you didn't want. Like that is just like stop trying to act like that's a fucking crazy thing to say. Like what? Guys, I broke up with my ex because she wasn't giving me what I needed because I wanted a perfect or like quote unquote perfect partner. Like I wanted my perfect match. Guess what? I fucking found it because I didn't accept shit less. Because yes, I cut off a 5-year relationship. Yes, I thought I was going to get married. Yes, I thought all of these things. Yes, it was incredibly uncomfortable. Yes, it was a hard experience. However, I'm not settling for shit in life. That is a decision I made when I decided I wanted to live. Like when I decided, I was like, okay, shit, if I'm gonna be here, I might as well make the most of it. Like I might as well get everything I want, you know? So so, trigger warning, but like when I recovered from self injury, when I made the decision that no matter how hard it gets, I'm never gonna end my own shit. Like, when I made that decision, I also at the same time made the decision I'm going to get whatever I want. And that is why I get whatever I want. You don't just magically get whatever you want. Like, that's not what happens, okay? So, So protect your energy, protect your dream, protect your vision. It is already being attacked at every angle just by people existing because they subconsciously, because they're drinking the fucking Kool-Aid, okay? They subconsciously believe this shit is impossible. Like so many people subconsciously believe, or even consciously, truly believe deep down in their soul that they are destined for a certain type of life and a certain type of life only. You are already getting attacks on your vision daily because of what you've been conditioned to believe, because of literally fucking propaganda, because of the people and the energy in your life. All that shit is real. So protect it. Be so fucking serious about that. I cannot stress to you enough how actually deep that is. Don't feed into what they say. Don't feed into the negative shit. Don't agree with them. Don't give them your fucking energy. That's just what it is at the end of the day. Okay? The truth is, if I'm going to be given a shirt and I know I'm going to be given a shirt, like I know at least I will have one shirt and I want a blue shirt, I'm not saying yes to a green one. That's not blue. So I will say no to every other color. And guess what's left? Blue, the one I fucking wanted. Same thing with jobs, okay? Say no to shit you don't want. You will eventually get a job. It is not like you're gonna go the rest of your life without ever getting a job. Guys, that's fucking dramatic, okay? I know that it can feel that way sometimes, but that's fucking dramatic. You're gonna get a job. So don't take one that's gonna take you in a completely different career path if that's not the career path you wanna be on. Don't do it. Wait. Don't be desperate just a small ounce of good. And again, I'm not talking about systemic issues. So many people are living in poverty right now. The economy is fucking awful. Okay? If you need a job out of necessity, fucking take the job. Like obviously. What the hell? That's not like, you know what I mean? But if you want to eventually be in a different industry, make moves to get there. Don't just sit in like the almost. Never do that. And don't believe that you have to. Anyway, that's my yap sesh for the day. I hope that was helpful. I hope you understand the importance of protecting your vision and how much truly other people's mindsets can seep into yours. Okay? Okay? Guys, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why you're listening to my podcast. That's why I hope if you want to, you download this podcast or subscribe to it because I'm here to encourage you like fiercely, okay? I am not gonna let you believe that you can't have what you want. That's one thing about me. I will not let you think that we don't do that around here, okay? I'm not gonna let you settle. Trust. So, hang out with me more if you want. I'm a good influence, I swear. No, but for real. Okay, let's jump into the advice section. Slay. Let's go. Okay, let's get into this advice. If you're one of my YouTube girlies, yes, I did change. Hopefully that's not distracting. LOL. But let's get into it. Okay, the first one is low key. So the first question is low key a story time, low key juicy. I did read through it right before this, so let's get into it. So everyone in this story is currently 28. My NB lesbian friend, D, is dating a lady, let's call her June, I don't like. Please hear me out. I liked June at first. She had her shit together and seemed to genuinely care about D until she went back to her ex like 3 separate times, who had already put her in the mental hospital, question mark. Okay, and told D she would be polyamorous with them. D isn't poly, but monogamous with their ex, and told D they're not her body type. I'm a hater immediately. Been a hater actually. Um, it wasn't until June's ex made her go into a mental hospital again that she finally cut that ex off. Dee was just being a supportive friend and they lived together. However, in the summer, June drove without insurance and got her car and license taken. So now Dee has to drive her everywhere and pay for everything. June doesn't have a job and can't due to lack of ID. First of all, bitch, go get a state ID. You don't have to have a driver's license. First of all, we can start there. Anyway, D says they're happy and in a good mental space, but I truly believe June is a manipulative, evil woman that uses her weaponized incompetence to make D do everything for her. I called D one Sunday to hang out and they said, "Oh, hold up, let me get June up." Is this woman a toddler? Mind you, it was noon. Dee thinks I don't like her, but I'm genuinely concerned that Dee is being taken advantage of. How do I tell them in another way for them to understand? I already told them, but I think they believe I dislike her for petty shit. Okay. Okay. They said a little bit more, but basically they're saying June makes lesbians look bad, and they care about their friend and not trying to blindly be a hater. Okay. So here's my tea, guys. Clearly, this bitch is crazy. I don't like June. Nobody likes June in the chat. I hope nobody likes June. Here's my tea though, guys. This is like the worst part of it. Lore drop. I was in an abusive relationship for 2 years. It was emotionally abusive and so fucked. Like this bitch was genuinely an evil woman. And when I tell you, anyone could tell me anything and I would still stay with her. I like it was so crazy. Like somebody could tell me that she burned down an entire city and I would find a way to stay with her. You know what I'm saying? So my tea about this is situations like this are very fragile because this bitch is drinking the Kool-Aid. This bitch is actively being manipulated, and there's only so much you can say that they are going to absorb. Like, I wish I could tell you there's some phrase or something or some way to frame it for them to get it, but I have found in situations like this, they simply just have to find out for themselves. And it is so, so hard to just like sit back and watch your friend go through this. Um, However, I believe that it does get to a point where you have like there's you can't like keep making excuses for this person. Like you know what I mean? Like it like the rose-colored glasses only stay on for so long. At least I would like to believe that. They did eventually come off for me, but I think what I would say to this and anybody honestly who's in a situation where they feel like their friend is with like a bad partner and they just like don't see it and there's no way you can get them to see it. Number 1, it's not your responsibility as a friend to make them see that, but it is your responsibility as a friend to look out for them and wish them only the best and like help them get there in whatever ways that you can. But you have to understand that some people are not willing to listen to you. I think in a situation like this, if you do want to say something, saying, "I hate this bitch," or saying, like, "Hey, like, this girl is really fucked up because this, and this," that type of like directness towards the issue actually might make D go like super defense mode and they'd like try to like justify it in any way. So what I would recommend is like questioning it subtly, I would say. It's okay, this is the Gemini in me. It's a little bit like manipulative for good. Okay? Just hear me out because like let's say some shit goes down and June is fucking up and June's going crazy. And D tells you this as though it's normal. You can be like, oh, that's interesting behavior. I really wouldn't have. Okay, I'm struggling to connect why that makes sense. Are you okay? Like something like that instead of being like, that's fucked up. Like she can't do that to you because people who are in situations like this simply won't respond to that. Yeah, I think protect your energy on this one and realize that there's like you can lead a horse to water but you can't make it drink. You truly cannot make it drink. So if you have led the horse to water, you can let them know that the water's there, but don't try to keep forcing this friend to fuck around and find out. Let your stance be known in a gentle way, but don't force it because that can actually make them dive deeper into it. And unfortunately, this is something that like people just go through. So it might just take some time for them to like realize that enough is enough, you know? Yeah, fuck. That's crazy. That bitch sounds insane. Hate June in here. June has no haters, I'm dead. Anyway. Cool. This one says, I have a friend who is very self-centered and lately has been lashing out at me because she's hurt over her breakup with one of my friends. Our friendship feels one sided in a lot of ways, as I support her heavily, but she never checks in on me or me and my life and only talks about herself whenever we hang out. I love her, but lately she's been bringing me down, especially with the bogus lashing out shit. I've done nothing to her, and I don't know how to set boundaries with her or respectfully let her know how I'm feeling without offending her. Okay. Fuck. This is unacceptable, and I think you already know that. So step one complete. We know that this is not something that we're going to accept. Perfect. I think honestly, the next time she lashes out, you need to like remind her like what the fuck did I do to you type shit. Um, so like if she lashes out, be like, "Hey, listen, like I understand that like you're going through a lot right now, but like I'm your friend. I'm trying to be here for you, and I honestly like don't deserve this energy right now. And if this continues to happen, I'm just going to let you know I'm going to have to pull back." And then you have to stick by that. Like you have to stick by that. You don't have to be like mean about it, but you can be like, "Hey, like I said, like I get that you're hurting, but I told you I couldn't do this anymore, and you still continued with the behavior you know is going to hurt me. So I'll catch up with you in a few weeks. Hope you're doing better by then." Know that if you do shit like that, if you set a boundary like that, you're not being mean. You're self preserving in a way that many people don't know how to do. And here's my tea. One of my beliefs, and it's like kind of delicate, but one of my beliefs is if you are worried about how something you say might offend somebody else, you probably don't have to worry about what you're saying because you probably have already thought about ways in which ways in which it could hurt the person. So your heart's already in the right place. As long as you're being honest and kind, you don't need to worry about this person's response because honestly, it's not your responsibility. You do not need to emotionally regulate this person. Your responsibilities in this situation are to communicate your needs, communicate what's been hurting you, be kind about it, and be firm about it. Her dealing with what that makes her feel is her responsibility. And if she tries to put that shit on you, she's twisting it, and you need to take a step the fuck back. I understand this is not like this is so much easier like said than done, but I think like you said, it's one-sided. Like if you love her, fine, that's great. However, this is not a friend you need. Like I'm going to be honest with you, like absolutely try and set some boundaries first. Maybe that'll wake her up. However, if that doesn't wake her up and she doesn't like apologize to you, you don't need that friendship in your life. I just want you to know that you don't have to accept that behavior in a friend because it's not what a friend should be. Obviously, like you clearly know this a little bit already, but you don't need to worry about offending her. She's continuously offended you. She's continuously hurt you. She's continuously put her shit on you when you've done nothing but be kind to her. So, you communicating your needs, I could give a fuck less if she's offended. I'm going to be honest with you. Like if she gets offended by that, that's crazy. It's been so like what? So, I don't know. Just to put it into perspective, like you are definitely not being as like offensive as you think you are, and you are being respectful in and of itself just by communicating. So, establishing boundaries is hard, especially when you're in the beginning like stages of making that normal behavior in your life. But once you do and you stick by it, it is like it is really hard. Once you do and you stick by it, you like the amount of energy that you save is going to be so astounding to you that you will get addicted to doing this. You got this. I believe in you. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to do like one or two more. This one says, "Hey girl, I kind of sort of rejected this girl that I initiated things with because once she started liking me, I got seriously icked out. This happens to me every time and I don't know what to do. She has really nice muscles, but is quite cringe and I reinitiate." That's so fucking real. I'm losing my mind. I think it kind of depends on what she did to ick you out. Like, Is this something like super tiny that like you should probably relax about? Like, you know what I mean? But if it's like something that you genuinely just don't fuck with, I honestly feel like most things end for a reason. Actually, I think all things end for a reason. And if this is something that you didn't initially find a fit, I don't think there's really any reason for you to try again, unless there's something really like strongly pulling you back to this person. I personally believe like the people you are meant to be with, it's gonna be so fucking obvious that you can't deny it. You know what I mean? And so I know like it's fun to get attention, especially when this person likes you. But I don't know. I really hesitate. I don't think you should. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think you should. I don't think you should. Don't do it. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If the only redeeming quality is the fact that she has nice muscles, real, maybe don't base everything on that. You can find someone who has really nice muscles and also is like super cool and hot and like nice to you and like you're really attracted to like in all areas. Promise. I did it. Hey. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, I don't think you should. Don't go back to bitches just because you're bored. Oh my god, guys, please. I'm serious. Don't. You can do better. I promise you. I know. But yeah, no, don't do it. That's what I think. Okay, love you. Last one I'm gonna do is okay. Also story time. Gonna make this quick. So my ex situationship hit me up recently and we have been talking and I've been debating if it's worth it trying to pursue something more or keep it casual. Backstory on why things ended is basically I wasn't ready for a relationship at the time and they were, and it ended with them kind of blowing up on me being an asshole. Since then they have apologized and time has gone by. I'm not really upset over what happened in the past. The issue now is one, I can't tell fully what they're looking for. We haven't hung out yet, just texted a few times so far. Two, I'm ready to be in a relationship, but I'm a little nervous to pursue things with them just because we have a tainted past. Just want some advice on what you would do if you were me. Thank you, Diva. Also, it's been 2.5 years no contact after this point. Okay, so it's been like a minute. It's been like a minute with this person. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna say something similar than the last one. Like I do think things like and for a reason. However, I mean, it's not like y'all had a super deep past or anything. Here's my tea. I think if you wanted to try something out with this person, I would genuinely put such little pressure on it. It's crazy. And I'd hang out with them once, maybe twice. And after you hang out with them for like the second time, you just sit down with yourself and be like, okay, what am I feeling? Like, let's be super for real on my intuition. Like, does this feel right to me? I think if I were you, to be honest, if I'm gonna be okay, if I'm gonna give you a decisive ass answer, I'm gonna say also don't do it. However, I'm not you. You know your life past. And I think if you were to want to try it out, I wouldn't think that's stupid. I would think that's like be careful. Um, but since it has been 2.5 years, like lots of things can happen during that time. So like, like if you are feeling a vibe and you're like, okay, like I could try this out again. Maybe we have both mature, maybe we want the same thing now. Fuck it. Fuck it. Why not? But also just be on the lookout for like just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and make sure that after you hang out with them, after you test the vibe, you're being super real with yourself. Because I think it's super easy to romanticize shit, especially in the beginning. Um, so yeah, I personally wouldn't do it, but if you want to try, just be careful and keep everything in mind and don't like attach yourself too much to everything right away. Yeah. Okay, guys, that is the episode. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast or download it. Those things help me out so much. If you have any questions or any advice that you need, that you want my like thoughts on, again, you can email me at realdeepproductions@gmail.com or you can click the link in my bio on any of my social media platforms that I have. I'm Mary Alice Roach, Roach like the bug, yes, on Instagram, and Hey It's Mary Alice on TikTok. Okay. Love you guys so much. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Yeah. Bye.